It's so nice to meet you. My name is Mr. Washington, Leroy Washington. I've been riding Harley Davidson now for 4 years. Ever since I met you, I have improved. I couldn't even stand the motorcycle up. I didn't even know how to get on. But now, I'm at the other level. Now, I'm at a point, I'm at from 1 to 10. I think I'm at a 2 right now of slow speed riding and making U-turns. I'm going to make a couple of U-turns right now. I have my daughter recording me so I can show you how well I've done since I met you. You have inspired me so much. I'm 74 years of age right now, 74 years of age young. So I'd like to meet you one day, soon. If I ever get a chance to come to Georgia, and I'll be in contact with you to let you know exactly how I'm doing. But I'm short of voice right now. I'm not a speaker, so I'm going to do this video shortly. I live in Charleston, South Carolina, on a place called James Island, 10 miles out of Charleston, 10 miles from Folly Beach, South Carolina. Looking forward to meet you soon. You and your beautiful wife. Thank you.
You good? You good?
Yeah, I'm good.
Keep it loaded, baby. All right, guys, as you can see, well, not see, but hear, we're out here practicing already, baby. We're out here practicing already. Preloaders, V.I.Preloaders, welcome back, guys. Always a pleasure to have you guys here with me. And you know this, or at least you should. Everything happens for a reason, guys. So, V.I.Preloader Herman over here, he got the notification that we were having a practice session today. And Herman's been here several times. So he looked at the date and said, got it, I'll be there. Now, every time Herman has come here, practice sessions have started at 0900 hours. But this is the time of year where it's very cool in the early morning, but by noon, it's about 60 degrees, if not more. But Herman just showed up at 9 o'clock. So I say everything happens for a reason because I had him come by the house and, you know, so he's not sitting out here for 3 hours in the cold. But then when we came out here, he helped me set up. And this is the quickest I've ever set up out here. So I want to thank Herman for not reading the notification thoroughly and coming out here and helping me out. And he always asks to help me out all the time, and I always tell him no, but I definitely appreciated his help. So anyway, welcome, guys. Yes. It's a sunny, beautiful day here in Pooler, Georgia. It's November 20th. This is going to be practice session number 34 today. It's already set up, and I'm excited. It's been a little while since we did a practice session, so I'm looking forward to it. For those of you that don't know who I am, what I'm talking about, my name's Robert. I'm a retired NYPD Highway Patrol motorcycle lieutenant. I did a wonderful 22-year career with the NYPD. 15 of those years were spent with the elite NYPD Highway Patrol motorcycle unit. The name of this channel is called Robert Simmons Paying It Forward. And on this channel, primarily, I focus on sharing my knowledge, experience, and training that I received from the NYPD Highway Patrol Motorcycle Unit with you guys. That's where the paying it forward part comes in. And I primarily focus on riding your motorcycles at slow speeds, because that's the area of operating a motorcycle that most motorcycle riders are uncomfortable with or have no knowledge of. But it's really the most important one, because that's where you have to be 100% control of your motorcycle. That's where you have to be the boss of your motorcycle, and that's what that's about. So if you're interested in coming out here and practicing with us for free, you have to be a V.I. Preloader. Okay, and if you want more information on being a V.I. Preloader, or you're interested in becoming a V.I. Preloader, just click the join button, which is right next to the subscribe button, and it will tell you everything you need to know. It'll play you a short video. So do me a favor, check that out. I also do private lessons. If you guys are interested in that, all right, check the description section. There's a link in the description section for information on practice sessions, for my website to do private lessons. When you go on the website, click where it says private lessons and follow the directions, and it'll take you where you need to go. We get you out here and get some one-on-one or some two-on-two, you and your wife, you and your husband, you and your boys, you and your girls, however you want to do it, whatever works for you. And also, I travel to you guys as well, but it has to be, you know, a distance that's reasonable. And this channel is always going to be about positivity. I want to give a special shout out to my preloaders and V.I. Preloaders that drive trucks for a living. And I'm saying this to you guys because a few of you have said to me, Rob, man, those 2.5, 3 hour practice session videos, love those. Love listening to those while I'm driving the truck. Because I know for a fact that I'm not a truck driver, but anytime I'm driving, anytime long distance, especially if you're a truck driver, you're doing that day after day, whatever can pass that time, especially if it's something that's interesting, it'll pass that time. And nothing like listening to a practice session while you're driving the truck, right? So shout out to you guys. Appreciate you guys. Not just for watching my channel or listening to my channel, but for doing what you do, making sure that stuff gets where it needs to get. Appreciate you. All right, guys, and as always, I have to acknowledge my bride. She's just a phenomenal woman. She does a phenomenal job for Preloaded Nation. Okay, this is another one of her pieces of merchandise that she made specifically for me. Preloaded Nation with my name at the bottom. And of course, we have Preload and Keep It Loaded on the back. But you know what, guys? I haven't showed you guys a lot of the stuff that she's done for a while now. So take a look at this. And again, guys, I'll say, please, please find me somebody's merchandise store on YouTube in the Teespring that has more merchandise than mine. And it's going to just keep growing because just last night during a live video chat, somebody requested something else. So, and that's usually how this thing happens. People request stuff and she makes it happen. So anyway, guys, we're going to get started out here. I think I got I know I have 5 VI preloaders, actually 4 VI preloaders coming out here and 1 subscriber, I guess. I think he's a subscriber. I'm not sure, but I'm going to call him a preloader for now because he's coming out here. We'll find out when we talk to him, but they're coming out here. We got exercises 1 through 9 and a bonus. All right, let's do it. All right, guys, we're going to get started. We got everybody here that is supposed to be here. Let's go meet them. What's your name, sir?
My name is Brian.
Brian, where are you from?
Originally from upstate New York. Now I live in Jessup, Georgia.
Oh, upstate New York, really? What part of New York?
Outside Albany.
Okay, so he was in really upstate New York. You know, I worked in the city, and a lot of people moved up to Orange County, Rockland County, and they say, I live upstate. No, you don't live upstate. If you get off the highway and you still see signs that say upstate that way,
Yeah.
right?
That's it.
What are you riding today?
2004 Road King.
And how long have you been riding a motorcycle?
I was on and off for about 10 years, but nothing in the last 6 years.
Okay. 2009 Road King?
4.
4. Okay, let's take a look at it. You just got this, right?
Yeah, about a month ago.
How you like it?
I love it.
That's what I like to hear.
Just got to get used to it a little bit more, that's all.
Are you the boss of it yet?
No, working on it.
Okay, on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the best, how would you rate your slow speed skills?
Oh, probably in the negatives. So,
All right, well.
I got to get used to the bike.
Absolutely. Haven't done any practicing at all?
Very little. My schedule is just crazy right now. So.
Gotcha. All right. So we're looking forward to making you, at least today, we could get you up to a 1. That's the goal.
Okay.
All right, the goal's a 1.
Sounds good.
Nice to meet you, man.
Thank you, Robert.
Pass it over to this young lad. What's your name, sir?
Hey, my name is Brent.
Brent, where you from?
I'm from Columbus, North Carolina.
Okay, so guys, you guys up north that you already winterized your bikes and put them away. Yes, Brent's wearing a short sleeve shirt on November 20th. That's why I say to you, if your bike is away for the winter, bring it here. Put it in the trailer and come down here. We ride all year here. How long you been riding?
Just over 2.5 years.
Okay, and what are you riding today?
It's a BMW 2010 R1200 RT.
Okay, and let me tell you something, guys. This guy's good, really good. What do you rate yourself 1 to 10? 10 being the best, slow speed?
I would say, let's go with 6. How about
that? Okay. Thank you for not giving me a number that was going to make me curse you out.
Let's go with a 6.
So he is very good on this. We actually did a private lesson together, and I had to end that lesson, didn't I? I said, no, you don't need all of the time here, man. You're good. Oh, we got the camera going on. Very good. All right, and definitely looking forward to this. You brought somebody with you today, right?
I did.
All right, let's go talk to him. What's your name, sir?
My name's Gary.
Now, Gary, you just became a preloader 4 days ago, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so welcome to Preloader Nation. You're not going to regret this. It's just an awesome, it's a movement at this point. What are you riding today?
2013 Street Glide.
Where are you from?
Columbus, North Carolina.
And how long have you been riding a motorcycle?
Off and on since I was little, but mostly dirt bikes.
Okay, yeah. I noticed that a lot of people from the South, they start on the dirt bikes. You know, at least it gives you something, though. It's not like it doesn't count. Street glides, so you guys know, of course. I like street glides. I see custom dynamics lights. Am I correct,
Yes.
Gary? Yes. Very good. Very good. On a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the best, how would you rate your slow speed skills, Gary?
I'm still going to be around the 1, maybe.
Okay. So I'm going to... Guys, you know I look at everybody as they pull up. And I was looking at Gary, and he looks good. Nice smooth turn. 1 foot down, covering the rear brake. Ones usually don't do that. But again, he hangs out with that guy right there, so I expect nothing less.
Yeah.
Pleasure to meet you, man. We're going to have some fun.
You too.
But that one, I don't, no. What's your name, sir?
Herman Jacob,
Herman, where you from?
Charleston, South Carolina.
How long have you been riding a motorcycle, Herman?
End of November will be 3 years.
Okay, and what are you riding today?
2013 Honda Shadow Aero.
Now, if you guys are familiar with Herman, because Herman's been here before, a couple of times actually. Herman, oh, that's a motorcycle. I thought that was a remote control car, people. Herman, actually, I've never seen this motorcycle before. What do you normally ride, Herman?
The CB1000R.
Yeah, so we got something new, and I like the fact that Herman brought something different. He wants to practice on this because you don't practice on this as much as the other one, correct?
Correct.
All right, good. Looking forward to seeing that. Herman was already out here practicing, and I love that. The guy just wants to get out and practice. That's what this is all about. And if you're going to ride an hour and a half to get here, get everything you can get out of it. So appreciate you again, brother. And thank you again for helping me out to set this up.
No problem. Thanks.
All right. Now, I thought we were done, but I see a guy taking a motorcycle out of a trailer. Now, I have 5 reservations here. And I'm looking at, no, I have 4. Hold up. Hold up.
I was number 5.
Exactly. You were number 5. So let me make sure I'm not screwing up. Hold on. All right, guys, I screwed up. There is somebody else coming. His name's Pete. We're going to talk to him. Pete!
Hey, Rob.
What's going on, man?
Made it.
Nice to meet you, buddy. We're going to give you the mic right now while you're unloading.
Thanks.
What's your name, man?
Peter.
Pete, where you from?
Myrtle Beach.
Myrtle Beach. And how long you been riding a motorcycle?
40 years
What are you riding today?
with a 30-year break.
A 30-year break. What are you riding today?
05 Road King.
Another Road King. So you speak it to existence and it happens. He manifested this. Okay, on a scale of 1 to... You know what? Let's let you pull it out first. I see you already got it unstrapped, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Let her... What's her name?
She doesn't really have one.
Okay, good. Bring Jane Doe out. You need any help?
A little bit on the way here.
Yeah. So Brent said that he loves Road Kings. See the size of those handlebars? That's what I'm talking about. It just makes it so much easier. Wow, she's a beaut. Pete, on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the best, how would you rate your slow speed skills on Jane Doe?
2.5, 3.
2.5, 3? Okay, excellent. All right, we're going to have some fun. We'll let you get situated. Come park over there at Preloaded Nation. Look at that. Wow. She looks nice. Those white walls are white, which is rare. How long you had this motorcycle?
Just about a year.
Just about a year. Soft bags. Looking good. All right, guys. Let's do it. Did I tell you guys the story of I'm driving my truck, I see a motorcycle in front of me, the guy is doing exercise number 2, comes to a stop, left foot down only. I got out of my truck. I had to go and talk to this guy. Are you a preloader? Yes! Couldn't believe it. So I know for a fact that if I watch somebody and they ride like that, it's one of 2 things. Either they're a preloader, or they're a motor officer, or they know a motor officer and they train with them. Because that's the only people that ride like that. So I'm already liking what I'm seeing out here. With that being said, 11:59. So actually, he's not late. He's right on time. Beautiful. Thank you guys for coming. And I thank this weather. This is just beautiful. Not a cloud in the sky. Welcome to practice session number 34. For some of you guys, number 1. We're going to have fun out here, but more importantly, we're going to be careful. Okay, so if you see me do this, that just means shut your engine off. If you see me do this, it means somebody didn't shower today. If you knock down a cone, pick it up. Most likely I'm going to do that anywhere from standing there. Try your best today not to put your foot down. We're going to work on that, okay? Because at the end of the day, nothing's going to happen in one day, but that's why we practice. Somebody sent a video out yesterday, and they put it on the Facebook group. There's a guy riding a motorcycle on the highway. He's riding behind a trailer pulling a boat. And on the back of that, some yellow thing, or maybe it was a tarp. I don't know what it was. Anybody see that? Okay. It falls off the back of the trailer. Now, this guy's not right on the trailer where he didn't have a choice of hitting it. He had a good distance. But if you watch that video, I'm not a Monday morning quarterback, but at the same time, we have to learn from stuff that we watch, the mistakes that other people make. He didn't put his brake on until way after this was happening. Unless he was looking in another direction, which clearly he wasn't, because I saw him kind of steer. But right there is a prime example of, if you don't have the skills that we're going to be going over today, in that situation, he didn't have those skills. That's why he wound up crashing. Because when you don't have these skills and something, and uh-oh happens, even at speed. Remember, when we see something happening and we go, uh-oh, we grab our brakes. Some of us snap at them, but we know we don't do that. Emergency braking, slow down, slow down. Once you slow down, that's when you're in this realm. And this guy had no idea what to do. And when you don't know what to do, the answer is brake and hope for the best. And that's what he did. He braked, he's going to the right slightly, which is the same direction that the thing is going. He winds up going over it. When all he had to do was hit the brakes harder and maneuver his motorcycle to the left. The left. He had plenty of time to do that. But again, this is why we practice, guys. I'm glad you're here. First exercise we're going to be doing today is exercise number 1, starting and stopping. Never thought that this was something that was necessary, but clearly it is. And you're going to notice today, and every time we do it, I'm going to bring it up. Exercise number 1, starting and stopping. Exercise number 2, the slow ride. Those 2 exercises come into play every time you ride your motorcycle, every single time. You can't get away from it because you have to start and you have to stop. So when I tell you guys today, I don't want to see any feet out unnecessarily. I don't want to see your feet out because exercise number 2, you pick up both your feet. So if you're here, if Gary's here, Brent's there, Brent moves, now Gary needs to move up from there to here. He's not going to do that with his feet out. Exercise number 2. Exercise number 1 into number 2. He's going to make sure he's in first gear, cover the rear brake. He's going to preload and keep it loaded. He's going to slowly release the clutch into the friction zone. And as soon as his motorcycle starts to move, his foot's going to come up. And he's going to, exercise number 2 now, nice and slow, into exercise number 1. Smooth stop, right? Do we all understand that as long as we have power going to the rear wheel, we're going to be fine? Does everybody understand that? Is everybody comfortable with that? Does everyone trust and believe that? We're going to find out in exercise number 3 if you really trust and believe. But that's the key for you to trust and believe that that's going to be okay, because that way, instead of putting your foot down, this is always going to be the answer. Remember, our instincts are usually always wrong on a motorcycle. So that's what we're going to fight. Your instinct is to put your foot down, but we know, just open up the clutch. We're always preloaded, so you don't have to worry about that, and you'll be fine. And lastly, cover that rear brake, because again, we're not machines. And sometimes when there's you might know that this is the answer, but because you're panicking, you pop it out. If you do that, but at the same time you're covering the rear brake, you can kind of compensate for it a little bit. Of course, you're going to pull a clutch in a little bit, or maybe even all the way if you let it out too much. Rear brake at the same time. The rear brake, and we're going to talk about why that's so important, especially when we get to exercise number 4. If you're in a confined space and you need to make a turn, right? I just said sometimes we pop the clutch out a little bit too much. If that happens to you and now you decide to go for the rear brake, you're going to smash the rear brake because now you're going for it instead of already being covered. That's why we cover the rear brake, okay? And lastly, what I'm going to say to you guys, I'm sorry if I seem like I'm all over the place, but this is all relevant. Preloaders, I was talking to somebody about this actually in a live video last night. And I was talking to Herman about this as far as the new handlebars I have. Before people became preloaders, the only thing that mattered about their handlebars is how cool they looked. Because most motorcycle riders just ride straight and do slight turns. If they have to do anything slow speed, their feet are on the ground and they're doing this anyway. No big deal. But as preloaders, we know we need to be able to turn our handlebars all the way to the right and still be able to reach our clutch comfortably. And if you can't do that, you probably need to change your handlebars or adjust them, right? So I say that to say, when preloaders know that we're going to make turns that are sharp and we have to turn the handlebars all the way, so that's why that's relevant. But for most motorcycle riders, it's not, because they're never going to do anything turning the handlebars all the way. Why is that? Because the only time you turn your handlebars like that are at slow speeds, 0 to 10 miles per hour, which is the range most motorcycle riders are not comfortable with at all. So because they're not comfortable with it, they're never going to do it. Because they never do it, they never do this. All right? Welcome to Preloaded Nation. All right, so Gary's going to be first today and everything. We're going to go down here. You guys are going to go down here. One at a time. I'm going to be standing down here. Ride toward me. Get up to second gear. And then I want you to brake. Front brake, of course. Because, again, if you're going 25, 30, 40 miles per hour, at least me, I'm never touching my rear brake unless I'm going slow. Your front brake is for speed. Your rear brake is for control, primarily. Okay? Brake, brake, downshift, brake, brake, brake. When you're about to stop, 10 miles per hour or less, whatever, rear brake only. There's a 10 push-up penalty out here if you touch that front brake, all right, if you grab it. If I see you touch it, you know, I've gone to people and just took the finger off of it because it's a habit. I get it. I got a rattle killer that can take care of that for you. We'll talk about that. And then preload, keep it loaded. The keep it loaded is so important. There's been several people here that, and I get it. As soon as your brain is thinking about the next step, you forget about the preload. But it's important. So as you pull away and for the rest of the day, I want you to listen to your engines. That's going to tell you where you need to be. So there's no reason to be looking down. The good thing about the Road King is he's got nothing to really look down at. Actually, that's not true. There's always something to look down at. He's got nothing in front of him, so he's definitely going to be trying to look down. Head and eyes, keep them even with the horizon and everything we do, including just riding toward me and stopping, including exercise number 2, the slow ride. It's going to help you with your balance, okay? Any questions? Like I said, preload, keep it loaded, slowly release the clutch, and then smoothly take off. Listen to your engine. If you hear it going cluck, 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 your RPMs are too low, okay? Any questions? All right, let's do it. All right, guys, exercise number 1. Stopping and starting. I know it says start and stop, but I'm going to have to change that because it's really stop and start. He's got to start from up there, so. Perfect. You can park. Preload, get off that front brake. Preload, preload. Good. All right, very good. His foot came up as soon as he started. Beautiful. You can park. You can park. Preload, keep it loaded. Excellent. This motorcycle is stealthy. All right, you can park, Brent. All right, we got Pete here. Pete from Myrtle Beach. Looking cool. Good job. All right, you can park. Preload. All right. I like Pete's RPM to be a little bit higher, just a tad. Excellent, you can park. All right, guys, we're gonna move on to exercise number 2. Of course, I'm gonna have a conversation with him first. So the funny thing about that is, when Pete was pulling up, his front fingers were like this. He wanted to go for that front brake, but that's good. Listen, he's already fighting a bad habit, but instincts are what I'm really concerned with because an instinct is a lot harder to fight than a bad habit, right? But good job, all of you guys. Again, usually when I do exercise number 1, I kind of expect that we're only going to have to do it once, and that's where we are today. All right, exercise number 2, the slow ride. Again, this is something that you guys always do, whether you're doing it correctly or not. I'm pretty sure most of you are. You look at people at motorcycle rallies, everybody's doing exercise number 2 incorrectly. Feet out. We don't do anything on our motorcycles with our feet out because all we're doing is, 1, putting ourselves at risk of being injured, and 2, displaying to everybody that sees us that we're not confident in how to ride our motorcycles, okay? So that's why I feel this exercise and number 1 are so important because it's the bread and butter of everything we do. If you don't trust your motorcycle going straight without putting your feet out, there's no way you're making any turns, right? Okay, so in this exercise, you guys are gonna line up right here at this, I'll be standing there, and I'm gonna walk aside you. And I want you to ride your motorcycle at my walking pace. Don't go faster than me. Keep your head and your eyes up. Now you can either stay in the friction zone and just use the rear brake to control your speed, or you can forget about the rear brake altogether and just go in and out of the friction zone. Just use it if you need to, like if you wind up going faster than I'm walking, okay? But the goal is I don't want you going too fast. I want your handlebars doing this. If you can go in a straight line, you're going too fast, okay? The purpose of this is I want you to feel like you want to put your foot down, but instead of doing that, just open up your clutch. And again, you don't have to open up your clutch a lot. Remember, we don't need a lot of power. We just need power, all right? And the motorcycle, when there's power going to your rear wheel, your motorcycle wants to stand up. It wants to go straight. It wants to be true. That's why that's always the answer. If you feel, uh-oh. Any questions? Okay, I don't know if Herman is saluting or blocking the sun. Oh, all right. All right, Gary. I'll meet you right here. Just go around. So as he's pulling up, that's exercise number 2 already. This is exercise number 1. Perfect. All right, you ready? All right, let's do it. Good, slow down, good. Keep it loaded, keep it loaded. Slow down. Very good, you can park. Excellent. Very good. Yep. Excellent. See his head in his eyes, straight ahead. Now his idle's high enough where he doesn't even really have to keep it loaded, am I correct? It'll just stay loaded. All right, you can park. I've seen on his motorcycle that he can make a U-turn without touching the throttle at all. His RPMs, his motorcycle at idle will keep him upright. So everybody's motorcycle is different. Head and eye, straight ahead, Herman. Keep it loaded. All right. Keep it loaded. There we go. That's how I should hear it. Good, good. Much better. All right, you can park. Much better. All right, let's do it. Good, good. Slow down, slow down, slow down, slow down, slow down, slow down. Good, good, good. All right, let's try it one more time. I just wanted to do it again because the way he started, the motorcycle like jerked forward, and we're going to talk about that. Good, Pete. Good. That's right. You can park, man. Excellent. All right, let's do it. Preload. Good. All right, lower the RPMs a little bit. There we go. You don't want it too hot. Head and eye, straight ahead. All right, you can park. Good job by all. Okay, see, this is why I say exercise number 1 is so important and always relevant. So that's why I had you guys ride to me and then stop. That's exercise number 1. And then start, but not start at speed. Because again, that speed range, 0 to 10, a lot of motorcycle riders aren't comfortable with it. So the answer is either keep your feet out until you are comfortable or gun your motorcycle to get out of that speed range as quickly as possible. So when I have you start out going into exercise number 2, this is where trust and believe comes in. So, tell me your name again. Brian. So when Brian first started out, he had some reservations about picking up that right foot right away, right? This is where trust and belief comes in. Remember, if you feel, uh-oh, all you have to do is open the clutch up a little bit more, right? So when we get to exercise number 4, where you have to make a turn, that's where this is even more relevant because you don't have all of that space to give up. So you have to really trust that. Just go into the friction zone, use your rear brake to control the motorcycle. That's the problem over there. People that just use their front brake, when they get into a situation like that, it's too much speed, no control, and that's why, they don't like that at all. But we'll talk about that when we get there. What we're going to talk about now, First, great job by all of you. Herman, thank you. A great job by all of you. Now we're going to do trust and believe. And trust and believe is just another variation of this without moving. The purpose of this exercise is I need your body to feel the motorcycle falling, but instead of you putting your foot down, just open up the clutch. All right? There's 5 steps to this exercise. What's always step number 1? Make sure you're in first gear. That's correct. Step number 2, and again, this is like it's a rectangle. Make sure you're in first gear. That's down here. The next one is cover the rear brake. That's over here. Preload and keep it loaded. That's up here. Clutch right before the sweet spot. Come back over here, okay? Preload and keep it loaded. So important. Clutch right before the sweet spot. Now, when I say right before the sweet spot, sometimes I'll see people in this exercise and I see the back of their motorcycle moving down. They're in the friction zone. I don't want you in the friction zone. I want you right before it. And I want you right before it because when you feel your motorcycle starting to fall, I don't want you to feel like you have to open your hand a lot. You're right there already. You don't have to look for it. Just go like that. Now, I need you to feel it falling too, right? So I don't want you to just pick up your foot and then just open up your hand without feeling it. Because if you don't feel it, it's counterproductive. I need your body and brain to associate the feeling of falling with that, not this. Okay? So, again, step number 1, make sure it's in first gear, cover the rear brake, preload, keep it loaded, clutch right before the sweet spot, and then just pick up your foot. And when you pick up your foot, I don't want to see your motorcycle move an inch. Trust and believe everything's going to be all right. And again, this is another example of why we cover the rear brake, because I'm going to demonstrate this for you right in front of you. I'm not worried about running into you because as soon as I go into the friction zone, I'm on the rear brake. Okay? Make sure I'm in first gear. Cover the rear brake. Preload, keep it loaded. Clutch right before the sweet spot. All right, that's it. I don't want you to count to 5 Mississippi, but as soon as you feel the motorcycle starting to fall, just open up your clutch. Any questions? All right, you guys we're gonna be going this way, so you can line up right there. Let me move my motorcycle. All right, you're in first gear? Yeah. All right, cover the rear brake, preload and keep it there. Clutch right before the sweet spot. Don't move your motorcycle at all. Pick up your feet. When you feel it starting to fall, just open up that clutch. Let it out, let it out. All right, you just have to let it out some more. And that's why I want you right before the sweet spot, because if he was right before the sweet spot, he opens up his hand, he should be good. Nice, very nice. You see that? And I'm looking at his hand. As soon as I saw his motorcycle falling to the left, I saw his fingers open up. Herman, you're an expert at this by now. There we go. Very good. Come on, Pete. First gear. All right, cover the rear brake, preload, keep it loaded. Let it out. Woo! Nice! That was like a mishap, and then he corrected it. All right now. All right, make sure you're in first gear. Yes, cover the rear brake, preload, keep it loaded. Right before the sweet spot, head and eyes up. Trust and believe. There we go. Woo! Nice. Pete, that was beautiful, man. That was beautiful. All right, let's do that again, but better. It's only the first time. Preload, good. Don't move, you're moving. All right, we gotta try that again because he's moving. Come on, Pete. Remember, I want your clutch right before the sweet spot. You have it all the way in. Keep it loaded, baby. There we go. And that's what I like mostly about. Let's try that again, Gary. All right, let's keep it loaded. Don't let that motorcycle move at all. Good. That's a good throttle. Keep it there. Keep it loaded. See the throttle's going down? Good. Keep it right there. Let it out. Let it out. All right. All right. You good? You want to go again? Yeah, okay. So that's the second time somebody's throttle went too low. Motorcycle started to fall, but they didn't give up. Open up the clutch. And good. All right, keep it loaded. Keep those eyes up. Good. Okay, he's good. Nice. See Brent's eyes. He's focused, straight ahead, and looking at the camera. I love it. Okay. No, yep. As many times as you need to, man. This time, I don't want you to move at all. Trust and believe. And you're good. Woo! That's what I'm talking about. That's the third time that happened. All right, guys, we're going to move on to exercise number 4. Right turns, left turns from a stop. That was excellent. That was probably the best exercise number 3, trust and believe portion I've experienced. And I say that because 3 of you guys let your throttle go down too low and your motorcycle was starting to fall. So you really did exercise number 3 like in a real life scenario. You started doing it in a practice way and you let the throttle go down, so you screwed up there. But then that's when you're really in it and you opened up your clutch. That's Gary, that's Pete, and that's Herman. Oh, actually, Brian. Brian too. Brian, yes. So, and that's what this is all about. At that moment, they could have clearly, easily just put their foot down. Uh-oh, but no. Excellent job, guys. Excellent job. And I want you to try to remember what that feels like, because that's relevant. Everything else that we do. You feel, uh-oh, open up the clutch. So let me say this to you. I forgot to say this. I don't give a rat's ass if you run over my cones. They're tough. They can deal with it. What they don't like is being stared at. So don't stare at my cones. Head and eyes up, right? I say it all the time. They're small cones. They're young. So it's inappropriate for you as grown men to stare at them. It's extremely inappropriate. So keep your head and your eyes up. I'd rather you hit a cone than put your foot down, okay? We're going to fight one instinct or bad habit at a time. Secondly, and Brian, this is for you. Remember, when you guys are coming to a stop, that's why we do exercise number 1 first. Remember, you know when your motorcycle is going to stop. It's not a surprise. So you should never put your foot down and your motorcycle is still going. So now your foot's like this. Because now you're, especially if you're riding like a Road King or something with the bags, you're at risk of injuring yourself. Just like you shouldn't have your foot way out while you're still moving. You know when you're going to stop. Remember, we're like ballerinas out here. Put your egos aside. Matter of fact, please leave them on the curb, because this is all about practice today. So everything we do on these motorcycles is subtle, especially applying that rear brake, dealing with that clutch. So when you're coming to a stop, easy on that rear brake. That's why we're covering it already, so we don't have to go to it. Nice and easy. And you're going to see the difference that it makes when you're making right turns and left turns, which we're getting ready to go to next. When you're easy on it versus doing this and making your motorcycle do this. All right? Any questions? All right, exercise number 4. Herman, you know where it is. All right, guys, exercise number 4. Right turns, left turns from a stop. A little different vantage point today. I want these guys to be able to go home and watch themselves and see it from this vantage point. And I also want you guys to be able to see when they're making this turn, right? Now, the reason this exercise is important to me is this reminds me of when we did, when we were in Tennessee and we rode the Dragon. And we left a parking lot and we had to make a right turn. Double yellow line, 2-lane road, country road. And as we made that turn, I go back and watch that video. And a lot of the people behind me were way over the double yellow line making that turn. So that's why this is important to me. So I want you to keep in mind on this exercise, yes, I want you to be inside the cones, but I prefer that you not just make it. Because if you just make it, if this is a double yellow line, your mirrors, whatever, you're actually over the double yellow line. So try to be in the middle as much as possible. What's going to help you with that is your speed, how much you turn your handlebars, how much you lean the motorcycle. Now, forget about the leaning part because I really don't want you guys to lean your motorcycle in this exercise. I want you to make this left turn straight up as much as possible because remember, whenever you lean your motorcycle, that means that there's some speed behind your riding. And if you incorporate speed, you're giving the motorcycle some of the responsibility. But we're here to be bosses. So keep the motorcycle as straight up as possible. Okay? Gary, your bike's on. That's one. All right. So there's 8 steps to this exercise, guys. Step number 1, which is always step number 1, make sure the motorcycle's in first gear. 2, cover the rear brake. 3, preload and keep it loaded. 4, clutch right before the sweet spot. 5, head and eyes. Look in the direction that you want to go. And that's my camera. Look at my camera. That's another reason I want to keep the camera here because I want to be able to look and see, are you looking at my camera or are you looking down? Head and eyes. All right, so anything I ask you guys to do, I need you to be consistent. When I say head and eyes, consistently look at the camera. Everything's going to be okay. Trust me. The worst you can do is hit a cone. No problem, right? When I say turn your handlebars, do that consistently because if you're going like this, you're losing space. Again, here, it's not a huge deal. Okay? Step number 6, you're going to slowly release the clutch into the friction zone. See how all of this sounds familiar? Step number 7, as soon as you feel the motorcycle start to move, pick up your foot. You're going to be okay because your motorcycle's preloaded. You're in the friction zone. And step number 8, turn the handlebars. Okay? So what I was talking about earlier, sometimes you pop the clutch out a little too early. Now there's a white line here, and I tell people sometimes when you do this from a stop, I want you to bring your front wheel to the white line. But here's what I'm going to say to you guys. This is not a competition. So if you want to stop back here, stop back here. Because if that's what you're going to do in the real world, that's what I want you to do here. We play how we practice, right? If you want to challenge yourself even more, you can come here. The better you get at this and the more comfortable you get, you're going to realize, I don't need to be back here. I just don't. Just like you're going to realize, I don't need to be all the way over here to make a left turn. You're not pulling a trailer, right? But if that's what makes you feel most comfortable, that's fine, because I also don't want you hitting this inside cone because you turned too early, okay? All of this stuff matters. What's going to help you is watching your speed. If you're going too fast, A, it's taking up space. B, it's forcing you to have to make decisions quick. And that's when people do stuff herky-jerky. No, nice and easy, okay? All right, so the first time you guys go through here, I just want you to go right through. Don't stop, nice and easy. Keep your motorcycle straight up and down as much as possible. The second time, I want you to stop and then make a left turn. And then the third time, I want you to stop, make the turn, and stop. And I'm going to add something for you guys today. This is going to be a 4th thing I want you to do. I want you to ride through here without stopping at speed. I want you to lean and then come to a stop, okay? Because the scenario of people saying, I was in my lean and I saw something and I said, oh crap. What they did is they grabbed their front brake and their clutch, and that's why the motorcycle fell. And then they want to curse out whoever got in front of them when really it's their fault, right? And really, I have to tell you guys something very important. The thing that really contributes to that whole scenario is the lack of head and eyes. Because if they were actually looking before they committed to the turn, they would have saw that and go, oh, can't make that turn, all right? All right, so let me just demonstrate what I want you to do. Each, first time straight through, like I said. Don't put the foot down, just keep it loaded. All right, second time, come to a stop. Okay, so what's the key for me? What's the key? Because I'm realizing I'm taking for granted you guys know what the hell to do here. If you're in a lean and you need to stop, what do you need to do? Pete. Say it again?
Get the bike upright first.
How are you going to do that? Okay, so remember I told you guys, if you ever, the video I put out on how to bring your motorcycle to a stop smoothly. If you just pull the clutch all the way in, eventually your motorcycle is going to start to do this. How do you smooth that out? You go back into the friction zone because that's always going to make your motorcycle want to be true. But because we're trying to stop, you also apply the rear brake at the same time. So in this case, you're trying to stop. 70% rear brake, 30% power. Because you need more brake than power because the goal is to stop. So when you go to make this turn and you see, uh-oh, you're in the lean, go back into the friction zone, rear brake. That's going to allow you to straighten out your motorcycle because it wants to go straight anyway with power. Smooth stop, left foot down. All right? That's what I'm saying. When you guys pull up here and you stop, it's exercise number 1. We're always doing this. Any questions? All right, let me move my motorcycle out of the way and then you guys can have at it. Head and eyes. Head and eyes. Good head and eyes. Very good. Very good. Perfect. I expect nothing less from Brent. MSF instructor. I think it's Motorad. Good. Head and eyes, Pete. Not at all. All right, now they're going to be coming from a stop. Herman, another head and eyes violator. Head and eyes, Herman. He refuses to look. You are molesting my cones with your eyes.
Sorry.
You're molesting my cones. Come on. Head and eyes. How can somebody that's molesting my cones respond so politely? I'm sorry? Nice. See how everything Brent does? See how he's like a ballerina? He puts his foot down softly, takes off softly. Beautiful. See what I mean? Everything nice and subtle. That's okay. You're just figuring out his clutch right there. Nice and easy, baby. Nice and easy. Like I said, he's just starting out on this motorcycle. He's still getting accustomed to it. Not bad. Try it again. Now, did you hear?
So I gotta look at the camera this time.
Look at the camera before you even move. Much better. Okay, so what Brian just did is why I added the portion of this exercise where I want people to turn and stop. Because I noticed that sometimes people would make this turn and then at the last minute, either they would gun it and hit these cones or just miss them. And that's what Brian did. He hit the throttle. So what I want to point out is sometimes it actually makes sense, or the proper thing to do is to actually pull a clutch all the way in, momentarily take power away from your rear wheel. So if you feel like you're going out too wide, in that spot, in that situation, more power is not the answer. It's less. And it might be less where you have to use the rear brake and pull the clutch in just for a second, just to get your bike to come to a point where you can do this, then go right back into the friction zone and you're good. It's basically the same thing you were doing in exercise number 3. You're pulling the clutch in, you're almost trying to bring the bike to a stop until you get your handlebars where you want them, then let the clutch back out. Same thing as 3. All right, Herman. Coming to a stop now? Okay. They're looking good though, they're looking good. Look at my camera, Herman. Woo! So guys, remember, you see how much Herman leaned his motorcycle to make that turn? He's adding a degree of difficulty that you don't need to do. I want you to do this straight up. It makes it way easier. All right, good. And then exercise number 1 is them taking off again. It's always relevant. Excellent. Shut it off. Shut it off. There we go. Shut that off too.
Show me this fancy new technique.
Yeah. All right. So it's always opposite. So your left hand's going to be on the right handlebar grip, right on the left. You're going to be pushing with the left hand, pulling up with the right. And the key is to be close to your motorcycle. That was my mistake before. I thought I had to be like this. That's wrong. And you're doing this simultaneously. So you're pushing, pulling, walk into the motorcycle. And it's like light as butter. Get that kickstand for me. Okay, so basically what's going on here is, like you said, the motorcycle is new to you, so the clutch is what you're trying to get used to. That's why I say clutch right before the sweet spot, because it's going to take care of that. Nice and easy, right? Nice and easy. Your throttle's good, and just remember to use that rear brake. And if you feel it falling, now you guys saw Herman. Herman did this from a stop and pretty much almost did like a exercise number 3. He let the motorcycle dip. It looks beautiful, but he's adding a degree of difficulty you don't need to do. That's why I said I want you to do this straight up. Now when he comes through and does it at speed, he's gonna have to lean too. That's very impressive, Herman. Very impressive. But I want to let you guys know you don't have to do it like that. That just makes it scarier. I know, but and that's the reason why I loved exercise number 3 so much today, because part of being a boss is knowing what to do, when to do it, and how to do it. And the fact that that didn't work out the way you planned it to, you knew what to do to make it work. That's what it's all about. I like it when stuff doesn't work out because that makes you better. All right, Brian. Oh, shoot. Look at my camera. Shut it off. Okay, now it's your turn. There we go. Keep it loaded, keep it loaded. Trust and believe. All right, try it again. This is why we practice, baby. Head and eyes. Keep it loaded, keep it loaded. Woo! That's our first Harley Davidson burnout. Right there. Nice. Nice. Nicely done. Perfectly done. All right, we got Gary here. All right, try that again, Gary. Beautiful. Yeah. Now that time, I saw your hand go like this.
Yep. I'm going to practice with this though. We'll get there.
Of course. That's why we practice. We just started, man. It's early. Well, hold up. You're supposed to be going through at speed.
Oh, I'm still trying to get it right.
Oh, okay. Okay. But that was a nice burnout, by the way. First time ever on the Harley.
I didn't know they could do it.
Yeah, they can. That was nice. Head and eyes. Okay. Very nice. All right, Gary. Straight through, Gary. And stop. All right, that's better. All right, we're gonna go to the right turns now, and then I'll put the camera in the middle and let them go whichever way they like. Straight through, Brent. Straight through. Go straight through. Straight through. And you notice that a lot of them are going straight through with a lean, with speed. See, that's better. I want you to be straight up. I want you to challenge yourself. See all that speed right there? So he's got to lean more. You have to lean more if you have more speed. See how straight up Brent is? All right, do it from a stop. Head and eyes, trust and believe. Make sure you keep it loaded. Head and eyes, Pete. Head and eyes, Pete. All right. Got to work on those head and eyes. I know it feels awkward. Woo! Herman is just a man on the edge, boy. He's a man on the edge. Wow, see, same thing. Too much speed, that's why you see all that lean. So the next time he comes through, I want him to keep that motorcycle straight up. Okay, so listen. I want you guys to remember what you did in exercise number 2. You were going as slow as you can, all right? This is the same thing. All you're doing is turning the handlebars, all right? And what you guys are doing, Gary, that last time you went through, so much speed that you're leaned way over and just making the turn, which is what I don't want you to do that. Again, I want you to keep the motorcycle straight up, all right? Or as straight up as possible, all right? That's what Brent's doing. That's what Herman's doing. So just slow down and trust that it's going to be okay, all right? All right, let's do it again from a stop. Start from here. That way you have a little bit more room. Because I notice when you start, you're starting out going straight. So at least this will give you some space to do that. But you definitely got to turn the handlebars more and slow down. Okay? All right, start over, yeah. Don't turn that early because you're going to hit that inside cone. Too much speed. And because this is such a small confined space, too much speed doesn't mean you're going 100 miles an hour. It means it's too much speed for this space, what you're trying to do. Nice, Pete. Nice. Nice, Pete. That's what I'm talking about. All right, tread it down. All right, so remember, if you find that it seems to be hard to turn your handlebars, usually that means you're going too fast. Remember, if your motorcycle has speed, it wants to go straight. That's why you have to slow down to turn the handlebars. So, Pete, that was like a metamorphosis, man. I mean, that was awesome. Because again, he started off slow. If you start off like this, already you're off balance. It's gonna, start off nice and easy. Trust and believe, like you did in exercise number 2. You don't have to go fast to keep the motorcycle up. You don't. And turning your handlebars actually makes it easier to balance your motorcycle. That's why when you see me make this turn and I'm staying there like this, I can't do that with the handlebars straight. So trust me, it's going to be all right. If you feel anything like, open up your hand, use the rear brake. That's what I'm doing when I'm standing here like this. I'm concentrating on treating my rear brake with so much delicacy. Because if I press it too hard, it's going to throw me. And at the same time, my clutch. It's exercise number 3 all over again. I'm using them against each other. That's all you're doing here, okay? All right, now we're going to do it and come to a stop. Nice and easy. Head and eyes, Herman. Head and eyes, Herman. That's what I'm talking about, just like that. It's going to be so much easier to come to a stop if you're riding like that. Nice, Gary. Nice. Beautiful. Beautiful. Excellent, Brent. See where his motorcycle is? It's pretty much right in the center of the lane. Good. Getting frustrated, but it happens. He's not the first and he won't be the last. Your brain is saying turn right, but your body goes, no, I don't think so. Head and eyes. Beautiful. And when I say head and eyes, he snapped his head and eyes. Good. Now he's going to come through, lean the motorcycle, and stop. Yep. There we go. Perfect. Magna cum laude. All right, Gary, as you're coming through here, you're staring right at these cones. Remember, head and eyes. Try that again. And stop. Head and eyes are perfect. Look where his motorcycle ends up. Perfect. Throttle, throttle, throttle. Good, good, good. Good. Very good. Very good, very good.
Yeah, press stop, but
No, you're good. You're good.
stop.
You're good. Much better. Much better. All right, guys, I'm going to see if they want to do any freestyle, do it whichever way they want. If not, we'll go to the next exercise. All right, so this is the freestyle portion. I told them to just do whatever you want to do. Got to get those head and eyes up. Very nice. Very nice. That was excellent. That was perfect. Woo, see, too much speed. Outstanding. So he's looking down, and I'm going to let him know about it. It's part of the problem. Had a nice, Pete. There you go. There you go. The motorcycle said, no, I'm going this way.
Yeah, I know.
I know. That was excellent. Okay, so you're looking down at the cones. Remember, head and eyes, up, head and eyes. The whole time. All right.
I know how to pull the clutch in.
Get closer. There you go. No, you had it right. There you go. But you just got to, there you go. Mm-hmm.
I'm good at doing this.
All right, so remember, head and eyes, not only that, you're starting with your front wheel right here. So if you're going to start with if you're going to start that close, turn the handlebars before you even move. Otherwise, you know, back up a little.
Otherwise, if this happens.
Head and eyes, Pete. Beautiful, beautiful. All right, I still see Gary's eyes looking at these cones. Hey Gary, your eyes are still looking at the cones, your eyes. Keep them up even with the horizon. Too much speed right from the start. Too much speed, too much speed. Very nice, Pete. Head and eyes. Much better. All right, guys, we're going to move on to exercise number 5, single serpentine. Let's watch Brian one more time. Good. Head and eyes. Nice and easy. Reset. Very good. Head and eyes, he's looking down. Head and eyes, he's looking down. All right, we'll end it there, guys. All right, guys, excellent job. The good thing about that is I see it, I hope you feel it. The more you do it, it starts coming together. more and more and more. The biggest culprit is head and eyes. I know it doesn't feel comfortable, but it's one of these situations where you have to be comfortable being uncomfortable. But the good thing is, it's for seconds at a time. It's not long at all. And the other good thing is, keep in mind, there's nothing for you to hit except the cone. Okay? All right. But good job. And at any time today, if you say, you know what, Robert, I'm not doing the rest of this stuff. I just want to keep practicing exercise number 4. You could just keep practicing exercise number 4. It's fine. Or whatever. Okay? Exercise number 5, single serpentine. In a new location, just because of the remote control cars. But the beauty is, we still have the same amount of space, and that's all we need. This exercise is very important. What we were talking about earlier with that guy on the highway, this skill comes in handy. You need to be able to slow your motorcycle down enough and be able to maneuver it. This is when you're actually moving your motorcycle at a faster speed, but you're still turning the handlebars. So I say that to you because when you do this, guys, just like everything else out here, we're doing this riding at slow speeds. So that means I don't want you going down here doing this, keeping the motorcycle straight up. I wanted you to keep it straight up on exercise number 4. Here, I want you to lean your motorcycle. I want you to dip it and dive it. Manipulate it. Be the boss of it. That's what I want you to do. And you're not going to be able to do that if you're going too fast. Okay? These cones are 15 feet apart. Plenty of space. So much space that's why people just want to do this. So what I want you to do, you guys are actually going to be coming this way towards the camera. I want you to start out wide when you're making these turns and start a little early because I don't want you to be right on top of the cone you're approaching because if you are, it's just going to get tighter and tighter and tighter. Again, not a big deal. It's plenty of space. It just means you're going to have to slow down more, turn your handlebars. I want your head and your eyes looking at my camera. Yes, I said it, the whole time. You don't need to look down at the cones. Your peripheral vision will pick it up. Trust me, you're fine. Keep the motorcycle under you moving. Keep your body straight up and down. That's true with everything out here. You don't have to lean with your motorcycle, okay? Any questions? All right, I'm going to run through it. And then after that, I used to have Herman do it, and he went through it so fast. I said, no, I don't want you to go that fast. That's all I want you to do. Use the rear brake when you need it, and you'll be fine. And when I say when you need it, you could kind of coast through this. You give it some throttle, and you can kind of coast through it. You don't have to stay in the friction zone. Really, you don't. But going in and out of it's going to help. And if you feel like you're going too fast, a little bit of rear brake. All right? All right. Herman here, nice and smooth. Gary, very nice. Very nice, Gary, very nice. And Brent. Perfect. Pete behind him. Brian behind him. Brian said, no, I'm going to wait. Actually, Brian got skipped. Oh, cone down. Nice, Pete with the cigarette in his mouth. All right, here goes Brian. He's looking at my cones. You know why you're hitting it? There's too much speed, but you hit it because you're looking at it. Just look at my camera. Look at me. I'm standing right here. Okay. Gary, get those cones. They're not going to give Gary a chance to pick up the cones. I love it. They're dedicated. He said, that doesn't matter. I see the black marks on the ground. Nice. Keep it loaded, Pete. Keep it loaded. Good job. You got to put them on the black marks. See the black marks? Gary said, I'm just going to put these things anywhere. That's not how we operate. We had a measuring wheel out here today, baby, because this is a new spot. So this is the spot that I'm going to use. If the guys are out here with the remote control cars, at least it doesn't, you know, we're not going right across where they race the cars. All right, nice and easy. Head and eyes. Yep. He said he looked at the last one. Good, good. Herman. Nice. Pete's looking smooth. Easy with that hamstring, Herman. All right, look, see, and when you guys, like anything, when you do it nice and you do it properly, it just looks good. Look how smooth Brent looks coming down on that motorcycle. All of his movements are subtle. See, this is too much speed. Too much speed. Too much speed, going too fast. And I believe he was going that fast because he looked at Brent. Brent was going at a nice speed, but, you know, turning and dipping the motorcycle one time and smoothly. So, but if you're going to, I mean, he flew past the second set of cones too fast. Very good. Here's Pete. Pete's staring at my cones, but Pete's doing well. But see, he's concentrating on looking at the camera. That's what he just told me. Good. All right, better. Try that again, slower. So this time Brian didn't hit any cones, but I still want him to go slower. Remember, I want you to be the boss of the motorcycle. And after Brian goes this time, we're going to move on to exercise number 6, the infamous U-turn. There we go. There we go. There we go. Slow down. Woo! That's what I'm talking about. Nice. All right, guys, we're going to move on to exercise number 6. The infamous U-turn. Keep it loaded, baby. All right, guys, if you can't hear me, you could bring it in, but that was an excellent job. Now, I got several calls, several complaints were filed, orders of protection from my cones because a lot of staring going on there. Guys, move your motorcycles up so you're not in that lane. There we go. Now everybody can play. They can play with their toys. We can play with ours. All right. But, Brian, you had a metamorphosis at the end. Your culprit over there was speed. Way too much. Once you slow down, beautiful. And I said to myself, I think that you were looking at Brent go through, and he's going through so smooth. It's like, hey, I'll go that fast too. No, not so much. Okay? All of those things tie into here too. Exercise number 6, the infamous U-turn. Once again, your speed is important. How much you turn your handlebars are important. How much you lean your motorcycle is important. The beauty is, nothing's excessive in here. You don't have to lean a lot. You don't have to fully lock your handlebars. This is 27 feet wide. Plenty of room. Now, if you want to challenge yourself and make the U-turn 18 feet or less, come into this box. If you really want to challenge yourself, don't go past this line. Just make the U-turn in this box. Or you can go out past the line and make it. However, like I said, this is not a competition. So I already know I'm going to see Brent in here. I'm going to see Herman in here. That's fine. For the rest of yous, ride your motorcycle towards this cone. I'm giving you permission to look at this cone, not to stare at it. Look at it. Go for it. Of course, the jets will never be edited out. The sounds of freedom. Okay, now funny story. When we were doing exercise number 4, and Pete was molesting one of my cones with his eyes, I said, Pete, head and eyes. And he snapped his head to the right. That's what I want you to do. I want you to snap your head. If you turn your head slow, you're going to turn your handlebar slow. Again, this is not that serious. 18 feet, it gets a little more serious. Head and eyes, look at my camera, handlebars. Head and eyes, handlebars. Keep your head and eyes looking at the camera. Keep your handlebars turned. If you're doing this, you're losing space. But you have space to give in here. There's a lot of space, all right? Make sure you stay in the friction zone. I don't want to see you guys come through this U-turn and be at so much speed that you let the motorcycle glide through it. I want you to control the motorcycle going through this U-turn, all right? So the first time you guys go through here, make your U-turn, go out. Second time, I'm going to have you stop right here. Head and eyes, you're going to make the U-turn. If the 18-foot people, you can make it in here. The other people go around it and come through here. The third time, stop, make the U-turn, stop. I'm going to be standing over here. And then we'll do it on the right side too. And then after that, if you guys want to keep doing it, freestyle, however you want to do it, or we'll just move to the next one. We good? All right, so. And the beauty is, particularly with your motorcycle, Brian, and this one, you can hear it all the time. So listen to your engine. You can hear if it's too low. You also need to listen for it being too high. So as I make this U-turn, I want you to listen to my throttle. It's going to be the same from when I start as I'm approaching throughout the U-turn. And that's going to be whether I'm doing it 27 feet or 18 feet. Keep it steady as much as possible. Okay? All right, I'm not going to do all 3 of them, but you know, stop, come to a stop, but the first time, just go straight through. Any questions? All right, let's do it. No head and eyes. Head and eyes, Herman! No head and eyes from Herman. None. Zero. Zilch. Nada. Zilch. Okay, I don't know how to see. No. It's a lot of speed there. All right, slow down a little bit. So Gary's not afraid to lean the motorcycle, and that's fine. But I want him to slow down, and I want him to control the motorcycle. Head and eyes, Pete. Good, good, good. Very good. Very good. Good. Come to me. Come on. What'd you say it's getting too? Oh, you don't even need a kickstand. Okay. Brian said it's getting too easy. What's getting too easy? Picking the motorcycle up? Practice makes better. If you keep dropping your motorcycle, you're practicing picking it up every time. We want to get good and proficient in everything that we do with our motorcycles. Everything. That includes picking it up after we drop it. Beautiful. Now, of course, Brent's motorcycle has a different turning radius than ours. So if he wants to make a tighter turn, he's got to lean his motorcycle more. Head and eyes, look at me. I'm right here, Herman. He won't look at me. I don't know. He will not turn his head and eyes. Herman's head and his eye, they're stubborn. They don't want to turn. Better. He slowed down a little bit there. I want him to turn his head and eyes more. Reload. Head and eyes. There we go. And Pete has the tools that if he sees he's not going to make the turn, he'll slow that motorcycle down. He'll turn his handlebars more. He'll lean the motorcycle more. So it's good. These are the tools that you want. Good, good. All right. We'll talk about it. We'll talk about it. What he's doing is picking up speed when he feels, uh-oh. You don't need speed, you need power. Very good. No pressure, Herman. Keep it loaded, baby. Keep it loaded. Now, Herman can put his leg down and carry it back. He's got no saddlebags. If he had saddlebags there, he would have been in trouble. All right, Gary, you're looking at these cones. I want you to look at me. Try it again. Head and eyes. Good. Very good. I knew that was going to be your tightest turn because you were all the way over.
Well, I got over, so
yeah.
I'm trying to go inside of there.
Really? You were going for it?
Yeah,
go for it, brother. Okay. What you did there, Brian, is when you felt, uh-oh, you gave speed. You don't need speed, you just need power. All right, so keep it loaded. Head and eyes. Too much speed, too much speed. Too much speed. Nice and easy. All right, we're going to try something. Coming to a stop? Coming to a stop? Okay. Nicely done. Beautiful. You're already shaking your head. He's a daredevil. He's a daredevil. Keep it loaded, baby. There we go. Head and eyes, Herman. Good, good, good. A little less speed. That's why it's bringing you out wide. Didn't he say he was like a 1, 2, or 3? My ass. No, he's not. Shut it off. Let me try that. Now, Herman could get away with putting his foot down because he's got no saddlebag. Oh, I was about to say, what's happening? Oh, these handlebars are disgusting.
Yeah, I need to lift them up.
Oh my God, I might not be able to do this. Oh, it's disgusting. Oh no, hit me in the leg. If it wasn't for the handlebars, yeah, it's, yeah. No, no. I mean, that's the worst hit I've gotten on a motorcycle right there. All right, right turns, guys. Gary, just make sure you watch your speed. It's bringing you out wide because you're going kind of fast. Beautiful. Outstanding. Right turns. Throttle, head and eyes, head and eyes. Much better, much better. And that time you turned your head. Okay, good. It makes a difference. All right, guys, right turns. Okay, Herman. Head and eyes. Very good. Head and eyes. Good, good. Look at the camera. Ah, that was going to be nice and tight, and then you got out of it. That was good. Nice, very nice. Whenever I see Pete's motorcycle start to lean and fall fast, he always catches it with the clutch. So that's good. Head and eyes, look at me, look at me. Okay, good, good. Now to come into a stop, good. Head and eyes, very good. Excellent. Head and eyes, Herman. Look at me. Look at me. Good. Keep looking at me. Good. Much better. Very good, Pete. Head and eyes. Okay, nice. Nice. That was nice and smooth, too. Very smooth. Head and eyes, Herman. Look at my camera. Camera's over there. There we go. Nice. Nice, smooth stop. And a nice takeoff. Exercise number 1, always in play. Very good. Very good. Outstanding. All right. Very nice. All right, guys, we're going to move on to exercise number 7, the figure 8. All right, guys. Exercise number 7, the figure 8. But before I get into this, excellent job on the U-turn. I'm not surprised at all. Gary, once he slowed down and actually turned his head, you can already, it's like, it's amazing, but it's true. His turns get tighter just by slowing down and by turning his head and his eyes. Herman's always living on the edge. He can't get that head and eyes to turn, although it did start at the end. So that's a work in progress. And Pete, much better, man. As a matter of fact, a few times Pete will lean his motorcycle and let it fall and then catch it with the clutch. And if he needs to, turn his handlebars more. So he already has a grasp on all of the concepts that need to be done and when they need to be done. So I said it, I already said it to the camera, so you'll hear it, but I'm gonna say it again. 1 or 3, my ass. No, you're not. Not even close. Okay? Okay, so here, this is the same width of that U-turn. 27 feet wide, 46 feet long. This is an entrance, that's the exit. When you come in here, again, keeping that speed in check, I want you to ride towards this cone. So this is a corner. That's the only corner you're going to look at when you come in here. Because after that, head and eyes, you're looking at this first green cone. So you come over here, head and eyes, I know it's behind you, but you'll see it. Handlebars. Now I used to say use all the space that you have, but everybody doesn't need all of this space. So use all the space that you need. If you need it all, use it all. Don't rip yourself off. If you make this turn right here, be ready for that next turn to be tighter. And if you don't lean your motorcycle a lot and you have an issue with that, don't make it here. Come all the way out here. Head and eyes, handlebars. Hold it. Hold it. Hold it. Remember me saying hold it, because it's going to be relevant in 8 and 9. Hold it. Hold it. Hold it. Because remember, we're not going for the corner. We're going for here. Hold it. When you get about right here, transition. Head and eyes, handlebars. Now you're looking at that cone. I know it's in front of you. Just keep looking over your shoulder. You'll see it. I see it already. Use all the space that you need. Hold it. Hold it. Hold it. Hold it. Hold it. Don't come out here because we're not going to the corner. Hold it. Transition. Head and eyes, handlebars. Do it again. Then get the hell out of the figure 8. That's it, right? So I'm going to run through it. You're going to hear me saying hold it, transition. Whether I do it in 27 feet or motor officer specifications, nothing changes except the amount of lean and the amount that I have to turn the handlebars. But the throttle is the same. I'm still transitioning, holding, still going for the green cone, still looking over my head, over my shoulders. Head and eyes. Hold it, hold it, hold it. Transition. Head and eyes. Hold it, hold it, hold it. Transition. Cha-ching. Any questions? All right, Herman. Now, hold up. Before you go. Before you go, I will admit, out of all of the exercises, at least for me, the head and eyes feels most awkward in here. So I already know you're going to be an offender. I know you are. Pete, I know you are. Just trust me. Just look over your head. You'll be fine. All right, go ahead, Herman. Nice, nice and smooth. Nice and smooth. The throttle is steady. He's not over revving. It's not under revved. Handlebar transitions are smooth. Oh, come on! You looked at it. That's why you hit it. All right, next we got Gary. Gary's first time in my figure 8 at least. He made that turn early, but he's good. Come to me, transition. Throttle, throttle, throttle. Good, hold it, come to me. Transition. Transition. Throttle, 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 throttle. Exit, look at the exit. All right, throttle's very low, very low. Want to get those RPMs up. All right, here comes Kit from Knight Rider. Eli, I know that's the name of your motorcycle. So there's no, we're not copying. But his motorcycle is definitely quieter than yours. And I know Knight Rider had a silent mode. Excellent. All right, Pete, show him how it's done. Head and eyes. You started that turn early, that's why. You started this turn too early. Go all the way out. You made that turn right here. So you gave up all that space. Whatever you give up over here,
Don't have over
that's
there.
right. Try it again. Head and eyes, head and eyes. Looking good. Throttle, throttle. Very good. Hey Gary, your RPMs are very low. Let's try to get them up a little bit. Let's do it again. Head and eyes, Herman. Look over here. That's the only place you need to look. All right, now head and eyes. Look back at me. Look over that shoulder. You'll find me. Here I am. Come right at me. Good. There we go. Look at the exit. Look at the exit. There you go. Beautiful. Head and eyes, look at me. Good, good, keep coming, transition. Good, look at me. Transition. Throttle, throttle, throttle. Look at me, slow down. Throttle, throttle, transition. Throttle, throttle, throttle. Start over, let's try it again, that was much better. He was doing well. He started out with the RPMs up, but then he reverted back to, you know, not listening to the engine. And I see his whole engine vibrating as he's coming around. And then sure enough, the next time he came around, it shut off. Got to keep those RPMs up. Keep it loaded. Keep it loaded. Look at the head and eyes on this guy. Beautifully done. Beautifully done. Very good. Started that turn really early. Started that turn really early. You got to go deeper in. Go all the way in. Hold on. Start from the beginning. Start from the beginning. Come on, Gary. Head and eyes. Keep it loaded. Keep it loaded. Come to me. Transition. Keep it loaded. Keep it loaded. Look at me. Good. Keep it loaded. Come on. Transition. Keep it loaded. Look at me. Transition. Look at the exit. Look at the exit. Keep it loaded. Good. Good. Excellent. That's what I'm talking about. Come on, Pete. Pete, come straight here. Good, good. Transition, good. Look at me. Look at me, Pete. Whoa, whoa, too far out.
Yeah, way too far.
Try it again. Beautiful. Oh, it's orgasmic when it looks that sweet and smooth. All right, Gary's gonna do the broken clock theory here. I'm not gonna say anything this time. All right, he's not looking at me, no head and eyes. All right, now he looked. Throttle! I couldn't help it, guys. I had to say throttle. See, too much speed. Not gonna make this turn. Oh man, he proved me wrong. Oh, he put the foot down. Okay. Yeah, I knew it was tight because he started that one too early. And the throttle's too low. All right, keep it loaded. Head and eyes. Good, good. Transition. Head and eyes. Look at me. Look at me. Come to me. Look at me. Head and eyes. You're good. You're good. You're good. You're good. I know his left is strong, so I knew he was good. All right, look at the exit. Throttle, throttle, throttle. Woo! That's what I'm talking about. Love it when the plan comes together, guys. All right, we're going to move on to exercise number 8, offset double serpentine. All right, guys, so it's not a coincidence that the people that we have in Preloader Nation are in Preloader Nation. We're all about helping each other out. So Brian is having some issue with his handlebars where they're pretty much just flopping. And Herman said, you know what, I'll go over there and kind of see what's going on with him while I do this here for exercise number 8 because Herman knows the spiel already. All right, guys, so exercise number 8, offset double serpentine. Remember I told you to remember me saying hold it, hold it? That's relevant here. So I know it looks a little crazy now because I have the single serpentine here. That's not a part of this. This is the entrance gate. Then you have a gate there, 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 there. And clearly the goal here is to go through the gates in a zigzag formation. But I want your zigzag to be like this. Not like this. Okay? Now, can you do it like this? Absolutely, but it's just more work. It's harder because when you come through this gate, I don't want you to go straight to the next gate. If you do this, now your turn has to be that much sharper to be able to make this gate. So what I want you to do is, as soon as you come through this gate, that's why my motorcycle is not facing straight. It's facing like this. Because I'm going to come through here, and as soon as I clear these cones, immediately I'm going to go to the right. Head and eyes, I'm looking at those cones. And when I say to the right, I'm all the way to the right. Because I'm just making this so much easier for me. Now, when I get to these cones, my motorcycle's already facing in this direction versus you coming in facing in this direction, right? Head and eyes, now I'm looking at the cones I came from. Hold it. Hold it. There's that hold it again. Hold it. Hold it. Hold it. Transition. Head and eyes, look at the next gate. And if I'm not far away from it, by the time I get to it, once again, now I'm facing like this. Now, head and eyes, look at the gate you came from. Hold it. Hold it. Hold it. Hold it. Transition, head and eyes. And you do that until you get down to the other side. So I'm going to go through it that way. When I come back, I'm going to do it going straight to the gate to show you, yeah, you could do it, but it's more work. I got to lean the motorcycle more. I'm all about working smarter, not harder. Or as they say in Massachusetts, smarter, not harder. Hold it, hold it, hold it. Transition. Hold it, transition. Hold it, transition. Hold it, transition. them out. Much easier the other way. Much easier. Now, remember, nice and slow. If you do this fast, it's just going to make it harder for you to do the transition to get to the next set of cones, okay? Nice and easy. Any questions? Okay, we got Herman here. Herman's like, I don't want to hear all of this stuff. Just get out of the way. Let me start going through this thing. Next. All right, I see Brian moving. Maybe he made a repair on those handlebars. Excellent. Throttle, throttle. See how he's coming at the cones right at them? Not going out wide enough. That throttle's way too low. But you know what? He's working it out. Again, the goal is to not go over the outside lines. And of course, if you do it like that, you're going to go over the outside lines because you're going straight at it. But he's doing what he's doing actually very well. No feet down. Like I said, guys, it's the wrinkled t-shirt. The wrinkled t-shirt theory. Brian is practicing exercise number 4. That's what I like to see. Very good, Pete. Oh man, we got a different kind of remote control car now over here on the side, off-road one. You got a little bit of everything out here at the Pooler Recreation Center parking lot. We got motorcycle practice, we got RC drag racers, and now we got RC off-roaders. We also have people that fly drones out here, people that go for walks, people that ride their bikes, people that teach people how to drive cars. A lot we could do out here. It's a beautiful place to be. All right, Herman. We got Brent here. Like butter. See, hold it, transition. You should be swinging into that next turn. Hold it, swing into it. That's how it's supposed to look. Swing into it. Okay, so Gary already looks better. Hold it, swing into it. Good, much better. And that's what you want. You want to look better the more you go through it. That's why we practice. Much better. Much better, Gary, much better. Much better the second time. Keep it loaded, brother, keep it loaded. You know, if Herman don't do something clean, he's coming right back, right away. Looks like Pete is the same way too. Keep it loaded! Keep it loaded! His motorcycle's not quiet either, so I can hear if he's not keeping it loaded. All right, guys, so we're going to move on to exercise number 9, the abominable snowman. Abominable, baby. Look at Brent. It's like watching a good ballerina. Let's just say a good ballet. All right, the abominable snowman. All right, so remember, guys, there's never any pressure. We got 4 circles in this snowman. 27 feet, 25 feet, 22 feet, 18 feet. So if you're not comfortable passing the first circle, don't pass the first circle. No pressure. You do whatever you want to do. Again, when I said hold it, that's what the snowman's all about. Get in here and hold it. Hold it, right? So what I will say is, of course, the first circle is more forgiving. You don't have to be perfect. That top of the head, you have to be perfect. So what I'll say is, when you go in there, if you're going to make a left turn, bring your front wheel all the way over here. If you turn early, you're not going to make it. Bring it all the way over here, and then when you get over here, hug these cones, right? Hug them. Then, when you get about 11 o'clock or 9 o'clock, whichever way side you're on, look at the exit and go for it. That's when you go for it. Lean the motorcycle to make that turn. That's more relevant in the top circle. The other ones, just make a U-turn. Oh, you know what, Herman? We forgot to put the ones in the middle, the cones. Doesn't matter. So when you come in here, again, I already know Pete, Brent, I think Herman, maybe Gary. Your left turns are your strength. It shows. So if you want to make sure that you're doing a left U-turn in that top head, start left here. It's going to be left, right. No, I'm sorry. Start on the right side here. Do a right turn here. You'll end up at the left at the top. Doesn't matter. When you come back, I want you to do the opposite and do them both. Okay? But again, the key is hold it, stay in the friction zone. Now, Gary, and actually, Pete, you too. Your throttles are way too low. I want you to get the throttles up. Remember, that doesn't mean I want you to go faster. Just get them up, all right? Because your margin for error is going to go down the more you lean your motorcycle. I got to tell you, Gary, I don't know how that motorcycle has been staying up. Like only once in the figure 8, it almost went down. Because your throttle was so low, I saw the engine starting to vibrate. So let's just make sure we listen to the engine, okay? I'm going to run through it. We're going the other direction. you. Hit it, Herman. Keep it loaded, baby. Keep it loaded. Really? All right. Got Brent. Very nice. Good. See how he hugged those cones? Very nice. Have to hug those cones. You got to go straight to that cone and then hug it. That was beautiful. So when we did our practice session together, Brent made this U-turn and he did the maze, and he said it's the first time he ever made an 18-foot U-turn. He was so proud, and he should have been. Anytime we accomplish anything that we really want to accomplish and we're having problems with, yes, we should be very proud. Excellent. Next time he comes through, he's going to do it in the other direction. Gary scooting up on seat. Now he started that turn very early. Very early. But it's 27 feet, it's plenty of space. Not going to be able to do that in these tighter circles. Started that one early too. Again, not too much of a problem in 25 feet. 22 feet, he's going to have to get more over to that corner. Started early again. And there's a result. Starting too early. Okay, we got Pete now. Starting with the right turn, so he'll end up in the left turn if he chooses to come to his 18-foot circle. Oh, man. Yeah, Pete, I got it. I got it. I got it. So Gary, you're starting your turns too early. So when you were in 27 feet, you started early, not a big deal. Then when you got to 25 feet, you started early, not a big deal. And I said to myself, if you do that in 22 feet, it's not gonna happen. And sure enough, you need to bring your wheel all the way over here. If you're making a right turn, and if you're making a left turn, bring it all the way over here. So when you made this first turn, you started to turn right here. Not a big deal in here. All right, just go all the way to the side. You guys done? They weren't beating each other up to go. You go. No, you go. I went first the last time. Good, head and eyes. Very nice. Yeah, I don't care what happens here. That was nice. That was nice. The foot came out, but it didn't go down. Brent, other direction, Brent. Brent, other direction, Brent. I think after Brent, we're probably going to be done. Herman, he's got to go out that way. Oh, he started that early. Yep, that's why he hit that cone. So it's just a matter of inches. A matter of inches. He started to turn early and then, you know. Okay, here comes Gary. Yeah, right. Now Gary, even in 27 feet, he's hugging those cones. Okay, that's good. Started that turn a little early. Not a big deal in 25 feet. Come all the way over. Started that early. So this is going to be tight. But he's still good. Throttle, throttle, throttle. This one, there's no room for it. You got to go all the way over. You did well, though. That's good. All right, Pete, let's do it. Throttle, throttle. And I need Pete to be more gentle with that rear brake. There's a lot of herky and jerky going on. See? A lot of herky and jerky. Just, you know, nice and easy. I'm looking at his foot too. It's I should barely see that foot moving on that rear brake. Whoa. But that's what happens when you use the rear brake. That's good. All right, so Pete, I need you to, first I have to ask you, are you mad at the brake? Are you angry with your rear brake? No. All it is I can see your foot going like this. It's too much, and that's why your bike is going like this. I want you to just be, that's why I asked you if you were angry at it. I want you to just be nice and easy with it, nice and feathering it, right? Everything's nice and easy. Everything else you're doing is fine. Especially when you almost lost it and you hit the rear brake and it's like, so you got skid marks all over here. Burnout, skids, I love it, right? No feet down. Brent, all you did was, well, do you know what you did? In that top? No, all you did was in that top circle, I swear it's a game of inches. You started to turn too early. And as soon as you made the turn, I said, and sure enough, you hit the other cone. You didn't demolish it. Inches. All right, so let's try that again. And then, is anybody else going to go after him? Gary, that was excellent, Gary. Big difference. And the fact that you even went for the 18-foot. Kudos. Brent said he was nervous. He got nothing to be nervous about. Nothing at all, really. If you think about it, we're not doing this on the edge of a cliff. You know what I mean? The worst you could do is hit a cone. So relax your mind. Let your body be free. Get down to the sounds of your PMD. Some of you know what I'm talking about. Some of you may not, and that's okay. Good. You got out of the lean early, that's all. Yeah, try it again. I knew he was going to come in here again. There we go. Not that I'm surprised. All right, guys, we're going to move on to the maze. The maze, baby. Bonus time. All right, guys, the maze. For those of you who choose to accept the challenge. Again, you don't want to do it, you don't have to do it. This is simply U-turns, 18 feet or less. That's all it is. So if you've had an issue with 18-foot U-turns, just keep that in mind. If you come in this way, you're making 2 lefts and 1 right. You're going that way, 2 rights and 1 left. Of course, we're going to do both. Again, speed. If you take care of your speed, turn your head and your eyes, lean your motorcycle, you're going to be fine. It helps. All right, I'm not going to say you have to do it because you really don't. I'm just being a smart ass. I know you are, Herman. I'm not going fast, you don't need to. Herman? Little momentum swing, no head and eyes. Head and eyes. All right, Gary, show them how it's done. Woo! That heel. Head and eyes, handlebars. Watch that heel. You all right?
Yep.
That's a damn shame. I'm worried about your bike more than you.
Yeah, well, I'll heal,
Not supposed to
right?
be that way.
Shit flying everywhere. Get that while I'm down here.
Don't worry about the cone.
Yeah. That's a kickstand.
It's hiding.
Yeah, it is.
Got a little injury right here.
Yeah, well.
And that's because it went beyond. It went all the way over. See, a lot of times what happens is,
That's what mine did this morning.
well, yours I understand because you don't have any engine guards. But on these Harley Davidsons with engine guards and saddlebag guards, if the bike is falling over and you know it's going to fall, let it fall. But what people do is they hold on to it, and then when it gets on the engine guard, they're still holding because they're falling, and they pull it the rest of the way. If you let it go, it'll just stay right there. That's why the scrape is all the way up here. Normally, it'll just be right there. But no harm, no foul.
Need a new set of grips anyway.
And Brent, cut out this nervousness stuff. There's nothing for you to be nervous about. We're not doing this on the top of a cliff. Sometimes when people drop their motorcycles, then right after that, now they get really gun shy. Very good, head and eyes. Nice and smooth. Again, we don't need speed, we just need power to the rear wheel. Beautiful. Now his lefts are better than his rights, just like mine are. But look at that, like butter, smooth. This is why we practice. Outstanding. Anyone else? I should have known. I'm pretty sure Herman's going to be the last. And then after that, we're going to move on to follow the leader. Nice and easy, slow approach. There we go. There we go. Head and eyes. Nice. Nice. Keep it loaded, head and eyes. Doesn't matter, that's the furthest you've gotten on that motorcycle. Hi.
I just want to give you a heads up. They're going to start practice in about 45 minutes.
Okay.
And when they do,
45 minutes, we'll be out. We'll be out of here. Yeah,
I just want to let you know, you probably don't want to be right here when they start running.
Thanks,
these
dear.
cars. Have a good day.
You too. Woo! Keep it loaded. Keep it loaded. Head and eyes, Herman. Thanks, Brian. This right here shows Herman, you know, his confidence level going up. Well, see, as soon as I say that, he's fine. He's picking this thing up like it's a toy. Who knocked down all my cones over there? Oh, okay. All right. Follow the leader. All right, guys, we're going to move on to follow the leader, but we're going to do a briefing first. We got some people that have never done it before. All right, guys, follow the leader. We'll just go over the rules briefly for people that have never been here before for follow the leader, which is actually all of you except Herman. So pretty much it's follow the leader. If you put your foot down, you're out. But when I say you're out, I just want you to pull to the middle of the parking lot somewhere, not where there's a bunch of sand. A couple of people did that. Pull to the middle of the parking lot. We're going to do one circle around you and then jump back into the rear. I have to emphasize that too. There were people that were jumping back into the front. No, jump into the rear. If you hit a cone, you're out. Jump back, go to an open spot, we'll go around you, jump back into the rear. If I do an exercise and you're not able to do it, you're out. Now I always read the room, so to speak. I'm not gonna do something if I already know nobody here could do it. But I already know Brent and Herman could do certain things, so that means it opens me up for things that I can do. We are going to leave the parking lot and ride out there. If you mess up out there, you put your foot down or something, don't leave us and come back here. Just stay with us, and as soon as we get back here, pull into the middle, and we'll do a circle around you, and then you can jump back on. Okay? Now, when I leave the parking lot, we're going to make some U-turns because I want to do it someplace outside of the parking lot. And then there's another part where the road kind of winds. I do that because I want you to get accustomed to looking through the turn, all right, through the turn. That's definitely not the time to have your head buried while you're going fast. I don't want you to do it slow, but definitely not going fast. So look through the turns, okay? And lastly, the last exercise that we do, we end up on this sidewalk, and I do a slow ride. And I do it so slow that the purpose is to get you to put your foot down. So if you put your foot down, just get out of the way because you don't want to affect the person behind you, okay? Any questions? Lastly, for instance, if we're doing exercise number 4, where I'm turning from a stop, if my wheels are on the line right here, and you go, no, I'm going to go over here, you're out. It's follow the leader. Also, I have to say, if I stop someplace to make a turn, that means you stop too. A lot of times I'll stop, and then other people will just ride right through it. If you do that, you're out. Failure to follow instructions. Any questions? All right, let me get geared up. I'm going to have a 360 camera on. So if I don't catch it while I'm editing it, I'll catch it. All right, guys, so practice session number 34. In the books, Brent, all gear all the time. Proof, we've been finished for 30 minutes. Still got the full helmet on. He is not playing.
It's comfortable.
All right, what'd you rate yourself when you first came today?
6.
Any change in that number?
Maybe a 8.
Okay, he's an 8, so he's at me now because I'm an 8. So that's excellent. Remember, there's no pressure. Your number doesn't have to go up or down, but that's outstanding. And he's excellent on this motorcycle. And I appreciate you coming out. Appreciate you bringing Gary out. We're going to talk to him next. And I know this is not close to you. How far are you from here?
4 hours.
Yeah, 4 hours. So I don't expect to see him down here often, but I know for a fact that he's going to be practicing on his own time, correct? Because you're an MSF instructor, correct?
Correct.
And what is the other thing? Motorrad?
It's all MSF.
Okay, it's all MSF. Okay, so there's a reason why he's, where he's at. He's made it a priority to get where he's at. So again, guys, practice shows that it's important. Practice makes better. Doesn't make perfect because nobody's perfect. All right? Always a pleasure, brother.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Okay, come on over. Gary, what'd you rate yourself when you first came?
1.
Any change in that number?
Maybe a half.
A what?
A 1.5.
A 1.5? No way. Now, and I'm only saying no way because 1.5s don't do the figure 8. 1.5s don't do the offset double serpentine. And 1.5s damn sure ain't making that turn on the sidewalk without going in the grass. So, you staying at that 1.5?
Yeah, I don't want to get too proud.
All right, man. I don't argue with people when it comes to their numbers, but all I do say is I disagree. And in your case, Gary, I strongly disagree. 1.5. Give me my microphone, Gary. Nice to meet you, man. Come on up here, Brian. Okay, so Brian, when you came, you said your number was in the negative, no specific number. There any change in that?
I had a couple good rides, but still need a lot of work. So,
Okay.
So I'll go with a 0 now.
Okay. Again, progress. That's all we need. You guys mind helping out Herman? Keep gloves on because your hands are going to be blue. Now, the question is, I know your schedule is hectic. Matter of fact, this guy just told me he's going back to work after he leaves this. Will you be back?
Absolutely.
Okay, and I definitely want you to come back because I already see it starting to come together. All right, and we got to take care of the issue that you're having with those handlebars. All right, brother. Nice to meet you.
You too.
And be careful.
Thank you.
Pete, come on up, brother. Pete, what'd you rate yourself when you came?
I think I'm 1.5 or a 2.
And I said at the time that he was full of crap. But any change in that number?
Maybe 3 now.
I disagree with his number as well, but at least he's not. Actually, when you came in, you said 1 or 3. So I think you should at least be a 4. That's my opinion, though. I don't give people numbers.
All right, well, I don't want to get too cocky.
All right, so we'll take his 3. Again, I'm protesting the 3. I appreciate you coming out, man. I hope, did you have fun?
Yeah, had a good time.
Good. And the weather was great, so appreciate you coming out. Appreciate you trailering down. How long is the drive for you again?
About 4 hours.
Okay, yeah, so I know you're headed back home right after this, correct?
No, I think I'm going to stay somewhere in town.
Really?
Go by the Harley shop in the morning and get a t-shirt and then head back from there.
Okay, so I'm actually planning on riding there today. If you want to ride to Harley Davidson today, you let me know.
Yeah, I can do that.
All right, we'll talk. All right, brother. Nice to meet you.
You too.
All right, guys, so that's going to do it for practice session number 34. So glad that we got it in. I want to thank the V.I.Preloaders and the Preloader. They came out to practice today. Guys, the weather, I can't stress this enough. The weather is just phenomenal right now. It's not too hot. My camera's not shutting off from the heat. So it's just, and I say this to say, if you're saying to yourself, I don't want to be done for the winter, or I don't want to be done for the fall or whatever, just keep in mind, we're doing this all year round down here in Pooler, Georgia. So if you have a trailer, throw that motorcycle in the trailer, come down here to Pooler, Georgia and practice with us, okay? Why not? Why take off the winter if you don't have to? Right? If you don't have a trailer and you don't want to ride long distances in the freezing cold, I don't blame you. But if you do, come on now. If you got time, we got the place, we got the weather. Come on down. All right, guys? All right. Guys, spend more time being thankful for the things that you have and less time complaining about the things that you don't. I want to acknowledge my brothers and sisters in blue. Please, guys, be careful out there. Know that you're appreciated. Send a special shout out to the elite NYPD Highway Patrol Motorcycle Unit, particularly Highway 1, because that's where I worked, and the Highway District. That's where the school is. That's what taught me how to ride my motorcycles the way I ride them. But like I always tell you guys, it didn't end there. You have to keep practicing this skill. It's a perishable skill, and if you don't stay on top of it, you're going to lose parts of it, okay? So as I always say, guys, please practice, 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 practice. Preload and keep it loaded, and practice, 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 guys. Because practice breeds confidence, and a confident rider is not only a safer rider, but a rider that's going to enjoy riding their motorcycles way more. I guarantee it, guys. Until next time.